What's up, y'all? It's Poppin' is D. About to react to this impressive vid. This is Saweetie is being sabotaged, and SZA's SOS is her last album, plus Impressive's review. And she also talks about Cardi, but I already reacted to a video regarding that, so I'm gonna skip that part. But yeah, let's hear what she has to say about SZA's album and Saweetie. Also, side note, I just reacted to SZA's album, and that is up on my Patreon right now. So if you are interested in my personal thoughts about the album and you want to listen to the entire album with me, I went over each and every song, gave my thoughts about each song, and gave a summary at the very end. Then you can check out that hour plus long reaction over there. Link down in the description for my Patreon. But anyway, let's see what Impressive has to say. Let's watch.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Impressive channel. There's some new music that I want to talk about. First of all, I want to give a shout out to the actress and singer Ryan Destiny because she just dropped her new single called How Many. And I really like the song. I love the video and the choreography. The video was super simple but still captivating, and her choreography was just amazing. Ryan Destiny is super talented, and I've always wanted her to thrive in music because she is a really good singer and performer. I remember when she was a part of the girl group Love Dollhouse. And Love Dollhouse had a lot of potential, but unfortunately, they were signed to Russell Simmons, and Russell Simmons got himself into a whole heap of trouble when he was accused of allegedly sexually assaulting multiple women, and he fled the country to avoid those charges.
What the hell?
But that's a whole nother story.
What
for
was
a whole nother
this?
video. After Russell Simmons went down,
the
group Love Dollhouse went down as well. But since then, Ryan has kind of moved in towards the acting realm. She starred in shows like Star, and she's been booked in a few movies. So she's kind of doing her thing when it comes to acting, but singing has always been kind of a fickle thing with her. She would release a song here and there, but she doesn't really have a lot of support for her music. I think people look at her as more of an actress. But Ryan Destiny is very much a singer, and she's very talented, so check out some of her songs if you get a chance. Also, I want to give another shout out to an artist named Adana Duru. She released this song called Pop, and I came across this song probably a week ago.
She's cute.
And I am obsessed with this song. I love it. It's kind of like an R&B infused Afrobeat song, but it's very catchy, and I really like it. I hope the song becomes more popular because it sounds like a hit to me, honestly. But shout out to Adana and shout out to Ryan Destiny. I wish these ladies much success in music. Now, moving on to the next topic. Now, SZA finally released her long-awaited sophomore album, SOS. This has been a long time coming. Fans have been waiting for 5 years, and now it's here. SZA released her debut album, Control, 5 years ago, and it really changed the scope and even the sound of R&B. SZA was super raw and unfiltered about her insecurities and her relationship issues on Control. And I think SZA just kind of came through and inspired a whole generation of R&B singers. I always say to myself, SZA is honestly one of the most influential artists of her generation because a lot of R&B singers, especially female R&B singers, have clearly been inspired by her sound, her singing style, her flows, her cadences, everything. And I've been wanting to say that for a while now, but SZA definitely deserves her flowers. Now, let's get into her second album, SOS. What did I feel about it? Well, I liked it. I feel like it was somewhat of an extension of Control, but I like some of the different sonics on the album. Of course, SZA's forte is really that alternative R&B sound, but some songs on there were pure hip-hop. There was a few acoustics, and one song on there, F2F, is actually a rock song, and I was pleasantly surprised by that. So she did bring something different with this album. One of my favorite songs on there is Kill Bill. It's definitely giving me ID Channel Snap vibes. She was coming across as possessive and obsessive, and she was mad that her ex moved on and found himself another girl. And being the scorned lover that she is, she wanted to off him and his girl. And throughout the album, you're going to hear several songs where she has this love-hate relationship with her ex. Also, another song I really liked was Seek and Destroy. I actually love this song. I love how catchy the melody was. And also Blind. Blind is a very vulnerable and honest song, and SZA's pen is insane. Like, she just has a way with words. She has clever wordplay, but she also knows how to expose herself and her flaws. She's a really good writer. She really is. Also, she has some songs where she was really expressing a lot of her fears and anxiety and just the pressure that she's dealing with, and she kind of needs that consolation. She needs her man to get her and understand her, but a lot of times she just feels alone. And some of those songs that convey that is Gone Girl. I love Gone Girl. Also, Ghost in the Machine featuring Phoebe Bridgers is another one that kind of touches on that. And lastly, Nobody Gets Me. I like Nobody Gets Me as well. It kind of sounds like a Taylor Swift song. I'm not going to lie. SZA was definitely giving Taylor Swift with this song, but I think songs like this is the perfect bait to reel in her pop audience. SZA already has a pretty broad fan base. I think she's more locked in with the R&B and hipster crowd, but she definitely won over the pop crowd in the past couple of years, so this is kind of her way of drawing them in even more. Also, I loved her song Too Late, and of course I liked all of the singles that she released so far, but I was pretty disappointed that she didn't add Hit Different. I feel like she definitely should have included Hit Different on this album, but maybe she will add it on the deluxe, who knows. Lastly, the song that I loved the most was Open Arms featuring Travis Scott. The chemistry between SZA and Travis is amazing. They really do make magic together. Even their song Low sounded like a bop. It's something that will be played all over the clubs. But Open Arms in particular was the song I loved the most. Even after all the things SZA's man put her through, all the times he made her feel insecure and small, and all the times he cheated on her, she is still willing to accept him.
Sorry, I'm glad that she didn't include that song. That song is old. I hate when artists drop albums and include songs that we already heard years ago. We don't want that. So thank you, SZA, for leaving that off. That song is old, girl.
Him with Open Arms. I mean, talk about the toxicity. But the song sounded so beautiful, and I loved it. And I thought Travis sounded great on this song as well. I just love their chemistry. Like, they never go wrong when they're together. Overall, I definitely give this album a thumbs up. It's going to take me a few more listens to really digest it and get a good impression. But based off of the first listen, I do think it's a solid body of work. My only critique is the album is too long. I do feel like she could have condensed it a bit more because there are some songs that didn't necessarily need to be on there. And it's not like they were bad songs, but it sounded more like album fillers. But the album is already filled with a lot of gems, so I think she kind of went overboard with the track listing. But I understand that might have been the label's decision to make her add as much songs as possible because they want more streams for the album. So I get it, but I would have preferred if it were shorter. But overall, I do like this album a lot, and I was a little sad to hear that this might be SZA's last album. I don't believe that this will be her last album, but I do believe it will be her last project in a while. You know, I was listening to an interview that SZA did recently with Nessa on Hot 97, and she just kind of seems like she's over it. She's over the pressure and just the industry as a whole. So I definitely can see her taking a hiatus, but I don't think she's going to stop making music altogether. I don't. Now, moving on, I want to talk about Saweetie. Now, Saweetie has been getting a lot of backlash in the media after her EP, The Single Life, sold only 2,000 units in the first week. Now, when I heard the report on this, I did find it odd that people were bringing up sales because, for one, The Single Life didn't even come off as an official project to me. It was more like a 6-song mixtape, and she didn't promote it. She just dropped it out of the blue. So the fact that people were having these narratives and discussions about her sales was a little weird to me because I was like, who cares? But apparently there was somebody who was paying the blogs to post about her sales. So somebody in the industry is trying to tarnish Saweetie.
What? People always talk about people's sales. The rumor about the 2K, somebody actually paid the blog to do that. So shout out to them for spending money on me. But I wanted to give y'all my music without the visuals because I just thought that it was a great, public messaging. And I see y'all little chicken heads on live talking about 2K and who you dissing and whoopty whoopty whoop. Ain't nobody dissing nobody. This first EP of this era meant so much to me because it wasn't about partying. It wasn't about charting. Because it was about me getting my message across. It was an overall experience of me being single for the past year and a half. So that's why I said, ain't no distance.
So that's what Saweetie said in response to the criticism about her album. And she also made it clear that she wasn't dissing anybody because people were accusing her of coming at Quavo from the Migos. And people felt like the timing was bad because he just lost his nephew Takeoff. But I listened to it myself, and nowhere on the EP did I feel like she was talking about Quavo. Yeah. I kind of felt like she was throwing shots at Lil Baby, but that's just me. She said that she wasn't talking about anybody, though. So, who knows? But anyway, it's clear that somebody in the industry is after Saweetie.
She literally said, what you ever do is lie in my face. Like, girl, what is this? You literally made that whole song saying that, oh, you went to the blogs. That's literally what happened. She even had in the beginning of her song, like, oh, I just woke up to this nigga talking shit. Damn, he got a big ass mouth. Yeah, you went to the blogs and talked about me. I should have never fucked you. And then, like, so to be like, I wasn't talking about nobody. I'm talking to the wall. Like, girl, shut the fuck up. That's so dumb.
A lot of the negative headlines about her recently is not a coincidence. It just makes you wonder why somebody would go out of their way to pay blogs to talk about her. But Saweetie just has to lift her head up and keep moving forward. I hope Saweetie listens to some of the critiques because not all of the criticism that she's been getting is completely negative. I think some of the critiques are constructive.
Not everybody's a hater.
So I hope she's taking all of that into consideration and finding ways to improve because that's the only way people will take her seriously as an artist. Saweetie needs to make changes in her musical direction and her overall image. She just needs to make better music, and she needs a good writing team and production team to help her do that. One of the things Saweetie should have done is she should have released a project right after her smash hit song Best Friend dropped. I think she should have followed it up with a strong single as well. Yeah, she has this one song called Get It Girl, and unfortunately she gave it away to the Insecure soundtrack. But I wish she would have kept it because it would have been a really cute single for her, and it kind of falls in line with her original Icy Girl sound. Unfortunately, Saweetie doesn't have a good ear for music, and this is why she needs some people around her to be honest with her and tell her what works, because a lot of her music has been a hit or miss, so people are not really interested. They're not interested in what she's putting out. They're not even interested in this whole ratchet image that she's trying to portray either, because they feel like it's not true to her. So she definitely needs to switch that up and also get back to her roots. Get back to that Icy Girl sound that she started out with. Now, moving on to the last.
If you missed that video, definitely check it out. Cardi is talking about why she hasn't dropped her album, her kids, her new booty, all that. But anyway, as far as Saweetie goes, I don't feel like she's being sabotaged. Because people are discussing your numbers, that's very common. People discuss artists' first week sales. That is a very, very common topic of conversation. It's not just you, girl. So to act like, oh, y'all only discussing this because it's me, y'all trying to sabotage me. Girl, they talk about everybody's first week sales. I know about fucking Drake and 21 Savage's first week sales, Taylor Swift, fucking DaBaby. Everybody's numbers get released, and the blogs usually post that. Whether it's good or bad, it's posted. So I don't think people are trying to sabotage you by posting facts that you only sold a couple thousand. I'm confused. If she came out and said, oh, that's a lie, that's one thing. But again, these numbers are public, so I don't think they could lie on you. I don't understand. I just feel like she does not want to accept the reality, which is your music is just bad, girl. And that's just what it is. You doing all these mental gymnastics and trying to, oh, well, the real problem is y'all ain't pretty bitches and I'm getting sabotaged by the blogs. And girl, no, your music is just terrible. That's it. I'm confused. SZA's album, I said what I said on my Patreon. I'm gonna leave it at that. I repeat myself. So yeah, there's that. I don't know what Saweetie is talking about though. Y'all let me know what y'all thought. Let me know what other videos you want to watch, and I'll see y'all on the next time. Bye.